Okay, good day everyone. It's Trad Please or Trader Please. Today welcome to today's class. Today we'll be talking about a very easy and very simple thing. Not be spending much of your time. So today we're talking about only this stuff here. Only this stuff here. This is it. Talking about only this stuff here. This is it. That is the chart type. So we're talking about the chart type. We're talking about each and every bar, everything in this chart type, and how it can actually help us to trade. How it can help us to trade. Okay, first of all, we are actually currently on a chart, but I will take you to. We are currently on a candle, but I'll take you to bar. Okay, now this is how the bar look like. This is how bars look like. Let me zoom in. Yeah, this is how bars look like. You can see it, but yeah. This is how a bar look like. So this bar is actually what our old people have actually been using from the very start. This is what they used to analyze their trade those days before the modern way started, because it has actually been in existence for a very long time. So this is how they know it, because even then there's nothing as color, there's nothing as green, there's nothing as red. All they know is just this bar method. This is the only thing they know about, the bar method. This is the only thing they know about. Okay, so the way this bar is actually formed, before we trade, it's actually best for us to understand the philosophy or the stuffs behind each bar, each chart, how the chart affects the market, how the market affects the chart. It's best for us to know each and every one of these. Okay, so now as you're looking at this now, the chart is so very very explanatory. You find out that there's a small dash facing the left, and there's a small dash facing the right. You find out that in the dash facing the left, if the dash facing the left is up and the dash facing the right is down, it's a red candle. If the dash facing the left is down and the dash facing the right the right is a green a green is green color. So now this is how it is. The dash facing the left is called an opening. This is when the market started. When the market started, it's the market starts, the buyers come in, starts buying the market, start buying the market, and it close up. When it's closed up, it's actually done for the day, and once it's closed up, it's a green candle. That means the market was on a buy. But we find out that if you look closely, most candle open, go down, have open on the left, close on the right, close open on the left, close on the right, but still have a long line downwards. It has a long line downwards. You find out that long line, this is the philosophy behind that long line. When the market opens, the market started selling. That is, it started going down. People are selling. The market started selling. There were no buyers in the market. It actually started selling. So while it was selling, it got to a point the buyers actually came in. When the buyer came in, they even bought past the opening price, because that dash is actually a price. It actually has a price tag on this price venue. This price, it actually has a price tag. Each dash has a price here. So that price it used to open. Once the sellers come, they sell, reduce the price. But once the buyer come in, they buy. And once the more they buy, the more the price increases. You find out that the more the demand, the higher the price. The more the demand, the higher the price. So that's how it works here. The more they buy, the higher the price goes. So you find out that the price go even above the opening price. That is why it's now, the buyer is now in the market. The buyer is now taking over the market. That is why the market it became a buying market. Understand? Even those, you find out that even some green candles has little space behind. There's actually little space behind in between the left and the right dash. Something like this candle over here, with this candle over here, there's actually little space. So you find out that this is actually the markets, they started selling at first, then they bought, then the seller came again. Luckily enough, the seller was not able to break the price of the buyers. That's why it's remain on green before it enters the new day, because this is actually in a day time frame before it entered the next day, before it closed for the day and entered the next day. That is that for that. That is how the bars are formed. So the bar is actually what they use in the olden days. They don't usually use color, they use only black and white. That's what they use in their chart those days. You understand? And it's not everybody that is doing the stuff that time. So now this one, now we're moving next to the candles. So this is how the candles look like. So now here it's actually almost the same thing with the other one, but this one now in this case is actually so different, because the opening is below. For the green candle, the opening is below, the closing is upward. But in the red candles, the opening is above, the closing is below. Okay, the opening is above, the closing is below for the red candles. So this is how those wick, because this is actually the candle is comprises of the body and the wick. So how the wick is formed? The wick is formed just like the same way it's formed the other place. When it opens, the market started going down. For the green candles, the market started going down at first. That they started selling the market at first. Then before you know, the buyers came in and bought the market. They take it up past the opening price. So that's why it closed up. So it closed above the opening price. So that is why it formed a green candle. So same goes to the red candle that has a long wick upward. When the market opened, the buyers are in control. Then before you know, the seller came in, then sell, then reduce the price even below the opening price. That's why it became a red candle. Okay, so that is that for that. So that's it. So even the one that have small wick under but they are still red, the market was on a buy, was on a sell. Okay, it was on a buy, then went down to a sell, then the buyers came again to buy it. That's why it went up back. That's why it was not, it's still red, but the buyer was not able to cross the opening price, but they left below the opening price, so it's still for the selling market. So that is that for that. So the next one we'll be moving to halo candles. You see, this is halo candle. It actually have holes. The green candles always have holes. For this halo candle, the green ones have holes. So this is how it looks like. It's just, there's nothing different, just the changing of the color surrounding, just changing of these stuff. So it's nothing different from it and the candles. So this one is still actually candle, but just halo candle. So this is the columns. It's still like a volume chart. It's not, it's more like a volume chart. It's just a volume chart. It's just like, it's not really, you cannot really actually use this one to do anything on this. Actually, it's just to check the price of the market every, do you understand? So it's just to check, just for the prices, just to check prices. That's what this stuff is for. Totally, exactly. This is how just to check the volume of people that came into the market, volume of market. This is how it's formed. This is what it's all about. So the next one is line. Line is used to check the real shape of the market. It's actually used to check the real shape of the market. So this line is actually necessary, but in as much as it's not looking so clear because of it's just line and it's blue in color, but actually you can change it to black and to any color, but it's just blue in color. Just sorry, does not really have any strong reasons, like strong use means for identification. No, it does not really have any point in if you cannot use line to analyze a coin, you cannot use you cannot use line to analyze a chart. But what we use line to do is to mark out points. We used to mark out points, we used to mark out zones. So this like this now, this actually is good for to mark out valid support and resistance, which we'll be talking about in one of our lessons. In valid support and resistance, valid trend of the market. So if the market is going on uptrend, you used to know, the downtrend used to know, consolidating trend. So the reason why this one is actually good because the other ones, the other bars and the other candles, they used to have wick, but this one does not have any wick. It's just a line, the pattern, so it does not really have wick, so it will not contemplate, not scatter your analysis, it will not cause analysis paralysis. It will all just make your to just be able to do your stuff well here before you change it back to the candles. So there's not much difference in this line, the first line and second line. This second line, so it just actually graph is just color, they just change the color. So the next one now is the baseline. It just divides the screen into two parts, like the below, any line that comes below the line divides the screen into two parts. So anyone that comes below the line is red, the one above the line is green. So it just does not really have much significance, it just color difference. So this is highs and low, high and low. It's just bar, it's just like not able to just like box, just put box, high low, high low, high low, just for pattern. You see the pattern, it just shows that it's uptrend, or this just they actually use this one also to mark out points. Actually, you need to mark out whether it's the uptrend or the downtrend. You need to mark out resistance, support and resistance, but it's more advisable to use line. Okay, so the next one is we are going to talk about is this hen king. This is actually this is actually old pattern of this thing, but this one now is very 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 funny. You are looking at it, you find out that there's red, many red. It looks like a candle. This is actually a candle, but the thing is that it now makes it creates a trend. This is actually creates a trend. Anytime the market goes down, it's red. Anytime the market goes up, it's green. But anytime you see a market that is red in between the green, it just shows that it went down below the former green. It went down below the other green. You find out that the leg of the red is below the green. So that is why I like look at this one now. You see the leg of the red is below the green, and the leg of this one is below the green. The other leg is below the green. So that is why it's like that. Okay, so you can see it very clear. Anytime the green comes, the green is that because the leg of the green is above the red. So that's how when it's going up, it's green, it will give you green color. Anytime it's coming down, it's red. So that's how it's formed. It looks like a candle, but it's not candle. It's actually a candle, but it looks like it does not really show how candles are being shown. It's just more like just understand now. So that's it. That's that for that. So the next one now is Renko. Renko is just boxes. This is how it looks like. Just pattern box. Just box. So once it's going up, it's green. Once it's coming down, it's red. That's the same thing. It's like that. That's how it is for this one. Once it's going up, green. Once it's coming down, red. Same goes to this one. So now this one is line break. This one too, the same thing. Once it's going up, it's green. Once it's coming down, it's red. Going up, green. Coming down, red. So it's not really a good, but it's actually good to know that this kind of things existing in this app, in this chart actually. So this is lines. This is what we call this one. I call this one Kagi. This is actually all these China's way of knowing all these coins. This China ways. This is actually China. Actually Asia people that use this one, actually they use this Chagi. Once the line goes down, it becomes a red. Then once it comes up, it becomes a green. Then comes down, it's red, green. So that's this one. That's how this one is formed. And the next one is range. Next one is range. The range. Next one is range. This is range coming. This is how the range is formed. Coming. So let me zoom out. This is how the range is formed. Let me zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. All these lines, as you are changing the lines, it will be giving you different funny things. So this is how the range is formed. The range is just like lines. It's still like bar. It's still the same, more like bar. But this one is still the same. Once it's coming down, it's red. Once it's going up, it's green. That's how this one too is. Yeah, so this is it. This is this for this. So this is range. Is more like bar. Same opening left, closing right, right up, green, right down, red. So that's how it is. Opening left, closing right, right up, green, right down, red. So that's that for that. Then the next one is fig and point and figure. So now all these things actually have this is it. So this is it. This is how it looks like. X and O. X and O. It's more like X and O. So more like X and O. So that's that for that. This is the last one I'm talking about. So okay, going back, let me go back to original one candles. So this is that for that. Done for today's class. Actually not done for today's and not for today's class probably. So this is that for that. So see you in our next class. If you have not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button and hit the notification bell so that you receive notification whenever I drop a new video. It's that, please. See you in our next class. My aim is to create people who will be very strong, financial free men. So that is that for that. See you in our next class.